being the fucking victim of the reality that you create.
Excuse the fuck? Who the fuck she thinks she talking to?
Nah, cause how she gonna tell me to stop being the victim of the reality I can create when she don't know what I've been through? These people don't know I was born with a rare genetic disorder called Incontinentiapigmenti. People don't know how hard it's been to deal with that shit my entire life. Man, I didn't choose to be born with this shit, but yet I gotta deal with it. So am I not the fucking victim of the reality that I can create? I am the victim. So what the fuck? What the fuck? Now I'm mad.
Maya's message. It ain't therapy, but it's therapeutic.
Some people may agree with my last video and others may not. So let's talk about it. This episode is for anyone who saw the last video and thought, she don't know what I've been through. It's not that simple. I can't just change my mindset and everything will just work out perfectly. And you know what? You're right. It's not that simple. But guess what? It's possible. Some people really are going through stuff that's bigger than the mindset. You got trauma, abuse, financial problems, mental health, shit, genetic disorders, etc., etc. But this is what I mean. There's a difference between being the victim of a situation and having victim mentality. I'm not saying that trauma is your fault or that you just need to have a positive mentality and everything will just magically work out. But there comes a point when even if you didn't choose the pain, you have to choose the healing because no one else can do that part for you. No one can help you more than you can help yourself. And with that being said, I'm Maya and welcome to my video podcast where I help people in the same holistic ways that I've helped myself heal in these past 4 years. In this part 3, episode 3, I'm gonna be going over, well, what if you actually are the victim of your reality? And if you haven't watched parts 1 or 2, make sure to click the link in the description below so you can stay on track. And most importantly, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with anybody else who will find this channel valuable. Real quick, I want y'all to do something with me. Wherever you are, I want you to put those middle fingers up and say, fuck the victim mentality. Put a little emphasis on the fuck the victim mentality. Victim mentality is when you start believing that there's no point in trying. When you convince yourself that everything's out of your hands. And that mindset will steal your power. And that's why I'm speaking on it. Because even if you feel like all the weapons are trying to prosper against you, you still deserve to take your power back. Because it's all in you. You've got the power. You've got the power. You. And it's time for me to step into my power through being vulnerable with y'all. I don't need no pity. I'm just letting y'all in on what I want y'all to let y'all in on. Because I'm a leader. And if I gotta be a little vulnerable to help y'all feel less alone in this life of what the fuck, then I gotta do what I gotta do because we are powerful. We got the power. We are not the victim of the reality that we can create. Even if life does feel like it's throwing all these weapons against us. We got the power. No matter what the fuck these weapons are. I was born with a rare genetic disorder called Incontinentiapigmenti. And it's affected my teeth, my hair, my cognitive function, and it's just been an emotional struggle. And not because of the condition, but because of the shame and fear that come with hiding it. Because I feared that it would be used to try to belittle me. The first time I told somebody about my genetic disorder was in like 5th grade. And they said it's because I didn't brush my teeth. That's a fucking knee slapper. Oh man. And after that, I kept quiet for years. But it was still visible. It messed my teeth and I was always self-conscious. So I try to like cover my mouth or try not to smile or try not to laugh and just being insecure basically. And honestly, that period of my life was when I felt the most suicidal. Like I truly did feel like I was a victim of just life in all aspects. And if I could talk to my younger self, I'd let her know that I know you're young, but this is the beginning of your spiritual awakening. I know it seems like you're going through too much, but everything happens for a reason, whether you realize it then or come to realize it in the future. You just have to learn to trust the process because God ain't putting you through this shit for nothing. Trust, Maya. Trust. Because eventually everything that you're going through at that moment is what's going to turn you into the boss-ass motherfucking unstoppable, can't phase her, no weapons formed against her shall prosper, boss-ass, powerful-ass, goddess motherfucker that you always knew you would be. And why do I bring this all up? It's because that disorder, the thing that I didn't choose, was one of the biggest reasons why I felt like the victim of the reality that shit I didn't create. I was just born with it. But seeing where I am now, I turned all that pain into power. And I will say though, I was always aware that if I can use self-sabotage to make my life worse, then I could find ways to heal in order to make my life better. One just seems easier than the other, but they're both hard things to go through. So I had to choose my hard. And I could talk about my traumas all day, but what's most important is that I become so much stronger after realizing that when I change the way that I look at things, the things that I look at change. I was born with a rare genetic disorder, and yes, I got fucked up teeth. And shit, I barely had eyebrows either, and I got that shit microbladed. And I'm constantly laughing and talking with new people every day, and if they choose to look at me weird or judge, then fuck them. I'll judge them back. And it took me until this year to get to the mindset of I am who I am. And I can't let that childhood pettiness keep me stuck in the past. My current situation is not my final destination. Yes, having a genetic disorder was out of my control, but guess what? Healing from things that I thought would keep me trapped forever was in my control and my responsibility. And the more that I go through, the more powerful I get, because I'm just that boss-ass motherfucker that I know and I say I am. I could continue to use my disorder as a valid excuse to stay quiet, stay insecure, be negative and shit, even take my own life. But honestly, I was irritating myself because there was always a voice in my head that told me I'm destined for greatness. I just gotta stop, number one, complaining, and two, stop feeling like the victim of reality that I can create. Like, yes, Maya, you got fucked up teeth. Eventually, you'll find a way to get that shit fixed. Yes, no one will understand what you're going through, but do you understand what other people are going through? No. So go and grow through life. Yes, the life that you're living just seems so unfair, but you're not the only one living this unfairly fair life. You didn't make it this far just to make it this far. So keep going, keep being better. Your story matters and your pain is real, but don't let that pain become your identity. You're not just what happens to you. You're who you choose to become because of it. You can feel broken and still believe in your comeback. You can have every reason to give up and you still decide not to. And that's the balance that I'm learning. And that's why I created this podcast, because God has shown me that everything I went through was exactly what I needed to go through in order to make this amazing content and have some powerful messages for y'all. And I could be the victim if I want to, but Maya, the goddess of holistic healing, can never marginalize herself to something so despicable. I'm living in the times that I knew I was destined for. I'm really turning my dreams into a reality and y'all are watching it as I'm doing it. But I had to fight that victim mentality and take control of my life. I don't let my life control me. I take control of my life, of my reality. And I'm not even trying to sound like I have all the answers, but I'm talking about this because I be fighting demons too. And sometimes the first step isn't healing. It's about being honest about how you're holding yourself back from the power that you deserve. So the real question now is, are you going to let life control you, or are you going to take control of your life? Because you got the power. You got the power. You do. Part 1 was realizing we have the power. Part 2 was taking accountability of the life that we can create. And this, part 3, is about reclaiming your power, even when life throws you things that are out of your control. Healing doesn't mean your pain isn't real. It just means it doesn't get the best of you anymore. You don't have to stay stuck in the victim mentality. You can choose to heal. And if you're still watching this, you're choosing to heal in the best way. So be the best version of you. Because I love y'all. So stay grounded and stay growing. And even if you're struggling, it's okay. You're not alone. Keep going. Keep doing it. Keep showing up for you. You got the power. You got the power. And make sure to use that power to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody who will find value in what I was speaking about today. Because you got the power. And let's just be powerful. And remember, trust yourself, trust God, and trust the process, even when it hurts. Because you got the power. You are powerful. But you know better than I do. So be powerful. And I'll see y'all in the next video. We out.